Behind this pick, Balloon Boy and Mowgli are on the last round, and they're going up against double Lance here on Demon Island.
Yeah, Demon Island's definitely an interesting pick. I can see why the dynamic would be good for a red team, but it could also be spectacular for blue team. But already, red team finding a surprising stock to start it off.
You know, maybe the play might have been just separate the two of them as we can, and then go off, because Mowgli really picking it up a ton here, going for these early KOs. Not only one, but just barely missed the other one. You know what? Just remove the platforms for the picture, I guess, because Mowgli is like, all right, now I can just swing.
Right, and it seemed to work out for the most part. Finally, blue team finds some footing, though, but oh my goodness, Balloon Boy with another fantastic pickup. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't expect this to be, I don't know, so effective.
Yeah,
at least in this way.
This has been very aggressive early and often. I'm on the same page, because when it comes to playing, you know, against double Lances on Demon Island, you're essentially running into the risk of having Lance constantly rush in on you, let alone Axis Whip punishes. That Cider won't be enough to take out Mowgli just yet. Balloon Boy also still holding on to that first stock, just barely missing that ground pound. Good weapon toss up to keep him safe.
Yeah, nice route back, but Balloon Boy still has it scouted. Not obviously the optimal punish, but still getting some damage in, despite that really creative route from Daddy Heizo.
Daddy Heizo and in Truckstop Burrito can still very much bring this game back if they can get rid of Mowgli's stock right there. But Truckstop Burrito is in a very uncomfortable position at the moment, being this far down. That is one, though. If Truckstop Burrito can avoid getting hit, at least for a little bit, and they get the damage in, it is a very doable game for Daddy Heizo in a 2v1.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, because I feel like a lot of their mileage came from, Daddy Heizo playing reactive to Truckstop getting hit. You have to switch it up now because you don't have that luxury of that extra damage. Now, stuck at the ledge, kind of come back swinging, though. Good idea from Daddy Heizo, and, again, doable, but so very tough in the 2v1. Yeah,
Daddy's target here pretty much is get rid of Mowgli. You get rid of Mowgli, and then you could just play the 1v1 against Balloon Boy. You still have straight hit windows. It's not going to be too hard to find that KO on Mowgli if you could get access to something like the Lance.
Ooh, okay, love that. Neutral into the recovery, some good damage, but this is just so much damage from the team combo. It's gonna be hard to bring it back. Every tiny mistake is just being capitalized by red team.
Good jobs dodging down away from those Ciders too. This is a big opportunity for Daddy Heizo. Goes for the reads and looks for a dodge, but was never given the dodge to try and maybe get that recovery punish or a Sair punish. That's gonna be both of them. It doesn't matter as long as you hit your target and the mark is there. We get that game number 4.
Unbelievable, fantastic adaptation, and some different changes in the dynamic. I think, like we mentioned, when Truckstop Burrito had too few stocks, too much damage, they couldn't game plan, and they had to try and improvise a little bit. And red team was just not giving them the time to improvise. We saw so much aggression come out as well. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, round start immediately. They went in. They got that really early one over on Truckstop Burrito, and then they were able to put on a lot of damage on the Daddy Heizo. Even though the KO didn't happen, it was hard for them to rebound, which they did end up doing, but it was a little too late. We're going to see the switch over the Miami Dome now. I like it. It's going to give you more room to be able to jump in, go for Lance Nair, get some damage in as early as you can. We'll see if that's a possibility here after that last game.
Yeah, already they're just kind of playing some neutral right now. Looks like blue team finally found some weapons. They are getting back to scrapping that neutral air from the Lance. So very good at taking up space. Kind of putting red team on the back foot right now.
Ooh, big ground pound, early ground pound at that too, to go and get that KO. That was sub-red onto Balloon Boy, who's been kind of elusive for the most part.
Right. We talked so much about the Balloon Boy defense, but it does not matter when that ground pound connects so early, already losing a stock. Really not what red team is looking for. Now blue team can definitely kind of capitalize on this lead, stick together, go with their classic game plan.
I think no matter how this set turns out, whether they get reverse 3-0'd or not, Daddy Heizo has definitely been the MVP of this set so far. Constantly in the middle of it. Of course, Daddy just barely avoiding that dodge on the weapon toss, but that does line up a very easy punish from Mowgli, who gets not one, but a second one in Truckstop Burrito. That was, I won't say it was huge, but that was a great opportunity because both of them were getting hit quite a bit.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and I'm interested to see how this change in dynamic works. Mowgli kind of holding on to that stock, as opposed to Balloon Boy like we've seen the rest of the set. But it's working out so far. If Balloon Boy can turn on that defensiveness, hold on to this stock here, but it looks like that is not in the cards for this match at least.
Yeah, getting hit out of the jump there with that end light and getting pushed a little bit too far away, so Balloon Boy is not going to make that back. But this is why I wanted to say earlier wasn't huge, because they still had the damage done. And, well, goes for the ground pound, and Truckstop Burrito actually giving one up, so that evens up the set.
Yep, it is a lot of damage onto Daddy Heizo, but usually Daddy Heizo pretty good about not getting caught in too many combos. Playing pretty elusive, dashing back, giving up a little bit of the stage, but then immediately fighting back for it. We see right there, good pickup from Mowgli, but blue team, a little bit of team damage there.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for the everybody being kind of joined up together, the recovery hitting Daddy Heizo instead. But like you said before, Daddy Heizo's been very smart about where he's picking and choosing his moments to strike. That time, though, was not prepared for it. Balloon Boy just going not 1 for 2. That's going to get them the lead, and now Mowgli and Balloon Boy, once again, very similar position to last time.
Yeah, not impossible. You know, Daddy Heizo can make it happen, but they have a really good composition here for these team combos. However, any slight miscommunication, looks like Daddy Heizo's ready to capitalize.
All he needs is to catch Balloon Boy. Gonna miss out on the Sair follow-up, though. The recovery won't be a team KO as well for Mowgli. It's on Mowgli to be the one to handle Daddy Heizo here at the moment, which, side light, no real follow-ups, but as long as you're getting damage in, that's what matters.
Right. Oh, the Lance, though, not finding the target. Okay, hold on. Wow, that worked out so well. Unbelievable.
You see that weapon toss down immediately, too. Looks like Daddy Heizo wants access to the axe instead. That's what he wants to be, his closing weapon. Mowgli giving that room, not going out there, expecting a potential ground pound, and Daddy Heizo called it out with the weapon toss up. Mowgli having a hard time touching the ground.
Yes, it's a very big change in dynamic. Mowgli at some point had the lead, but now playing on the back foot.
Wow.
Daddy Heizo brings it back, and blue team takes it.
That's Daddy Himothy right there. Like, Daddy Heizo kind of putting the team on his back through most of that, because Truckstop Burrito was there for the follow-ups, but in the middle of the fray, Daddy Heizo was the one that was setting the tone. Like, kind of really setting the message at Summers.